Okay, in this lesson, I want to explain how to buy or choose multi-character and the character button. Okay, going to the map, in a main UI, you can add, this is a shop, I think. You can add this button here, character. First, I want to explain multi-unlock. If you have multi-character, you can choose them between them and buy them. And going to the word and insert some character. This is our main character, cowboy girl, and here our second character. In the second character, you can add a bounce, or for example, this is a bouncy character, change its settings or any of setting that you want in this here, or insert another character. You have to be careful about the dimension of the character, because you cannot change them in first menu, so you have to be careful. All of the dimensions and the size are similar. Click and drag and you can insert them as a character. As I said before, this is not error, it means you have to select them in a menu, click on a panda, and you can insert its animation. I explained them before, but I want to come here and change its properties, add the jump force, and you can change the properties that you want. You add the component. If you're going here in a main menu, you have to add a button that include all of the character that is here, multi-unlock. If you click and drag here, as you can see, the dimension of the character are very important. You can maximize this, and if you touch and scroll, you can choose between them. As I explained before, here in settings, you can add a sprint to that to split them, and you can scroll your in a touch. As you can see here, you can choose between character, and as you can see, those characters are very big. For better understanding them, as you can see, their name will be appear here. I choose a new game. You cannot, unfortunately, if you click and drag to change its size, just you can change the size of their operation area, not the actual character. Going to the new, I insert a platformer game or another game that you want. It's not important. This is a platformer game. I want to insert some character. Okay, for example, this character, click and drag as a character. Okay, another character with a different color, and that's enough. Okay, and we have 3 characters that are in the same size. Going to its settings, just one of them, we add a jump force and it has a bouncing. You can change the settings that you want. This character, jump force for jumping, and a little bounce or little some settings. Okay, we have 3 characters, and you can change their name here. For example, character B, and this is character A, character C. Here you can change their name. If you're going to the main menu and here make a space for inserting the character multi-unlock, you can buy your character here. And as you can see, because their size are similar to each other, you can, if you're going to the smartphone, if you scroll and touch, you can choose them. Add a split between them. You can add a text or label here with your default font. Choose, you can tell you choose character. Choose your character. You can add any guide text here. Character. Okay, choose a character. You can add any graphic here. And little, yeah, I think this is pretty nice. And if you play, as you can see, the character name will be appear here, and all of them you can use. For example, you can use this character. As you can see, it has a different shape and different behavior. It's very interesting. This is multi-unlock. Okay, I want to lock them because I want to buy them first. Okay, you have to go to the word and change its properties. In a character, this is our main character, and here the purchase method, it's free, you can use it. But in a B, I want to click an in-game currency. I want to spend, for example, 50 coin to buy them. Collect 50 coin and buy them. So you have to add a score and a coin to this game. In a C, for example, it's not free, and in a game currency, or you can add a reward video or an app purchase. I want to make currency, for example, 60. And you can buy it. And as you can see, they are not free anymore. And here you have to, let's go into the main UI. You can make it smaller. Here you can change the vertical spacing to make them, as you can see, you can change the vertical spacing of this. If you select it, as you can see, it says you this is 50 coin score. You have to gain some money. Okay, you can buy it. You can add an unlock button here. You can add a lock button here that shows that your character is locked. Insert a graphic. For example, insert this lock button here. And if you play it, as you can see, the lock button is here. It means these characters are locked. Okay, can see this lock? Interesting. And I add some coin to our game and you can buy it. Okay, I add some coin, and in a map, in a word UI, I add a label that is set on a score, and insert the action as a coin here that if you eat, you get the reward coin are 10. And as you can see, if I play it, because we have no, you can add a score here if you that you want. If you select it, as you can see, we cannot select it because we have no score here. If you go in and add a score here, and I just collect my score, and I'm enough to buy them and die. Going to the main menu, and as you can see, I can buy this character. If you click it, you can buy it. But yes, of course you can buy it all. But you spend your score, and then you cannot buy this character. You can just select it and score more coin to select to can buy the other character. And an interesting thing in a character, another component that I want to explain, in this character, in a components, the last component are, I will explain jump goes in another lesson. But here I can select the character icon. In a character icon, it means a regular character. For example, the main character, that's the regular. If the character is locked, you can change its icon. Here, for example, If the character is locked, you can add this icon, and if you select it, you can add this icon. It's very interesting. And here, if you go into the main menu, as you can see, this is lock icon. If you collect some coin so that you can buy it and then die, here, as you can see, if you lock icon, this icon is okay. As you can see, it's locked, and if you select it, it changed this icon, and you can add your regular icon of character here. So this is a character icon. When you use the, as you can see, I cannot buy it. You can change the character icon here as a component. Okay, another interesting thing that's about the character is character button. The character button control the character in your phone. You can jump it if you export this window as for a smartphone. You cannot use a keyboard, so you have to add a character button here. Those are character button. You can go to the map in a Word UI. Here the icon, the button. Here you can add a character button. Here it's very simple. Go into the character and add a character button. For example, I go into the that cowboy girl again. And you can add a shoot and anything that you want. It's my shop. Go into the Word UI. As you can see, I have no any character button here. You can add a character button here. It's very simple. Here you can change the transform. You can add an image, or if you select it, you can. If you select it, you can add a right button here. If you select this, it's going to the right. If you select that, you can add another right, but little more brightness. If you select it in a game, oh, both of them change. Sorry. Make it 0. Or you can add another graphic when you select it. It's not important. Of course, stick to the edge. Don't need to auto hide. I will be explaining block through. It has to be click, because if you have two objects, I'll be explaining them later. If you have two touch over them, you have to select the block touch through. And for example, the about the button, because we want to just click this and touch this, not the touch before behind it. I will explain. Don't worry. And the most important things here is a function. In a click sound, if you select it, you can add a click sound to that, or if you release, you can add a sound. The most important thing is the function. It's very easy. If you have a motor game for adding the motor, for that you can use the spin clockwise or counterclockwise. The jump button here, it's very simple. If you have a rotate game, you can add a rotate. I want to, when you click here, I want to character move to the right. I add another character button here and select this to the move left. It's very simple. You can add it here and select it. Select the function to move left. It's very simple character button. You can add another character button here to jump. Okay, I want to select it as up. You can add any graphic here and simply jump. Control the correction function. Jump. It's very easy. And that's it. Whenever you want character, you can add it. I will explain the component action and rotate left or right to explain. If we go into the review the games, you can see them what happened. Or you can add another character button here for shooting. For example, another graphic here, for example. Which graphic do you want? This. If you select it, you can resize it. If the player click on this, the character will shoot. It's very simple. Or if you exporting the game for the window, you can assign the keyboard key here. If I play, it's very simple. Start. If I click here, move left, right, left, it's jump. And if you click here, it's shoot. It's very simple. It's character button that control the character. In the next lesson, when we review the game, we give you more example of this function here.
Hello my friends, to continue these tutorials on YouTube, subscribe us, like us, and hit the bell icon. And now you will be alerted about all of the amazing videos that we release.